Alright, so think what you want to think about the Nibiru connection based on the Umbra Miranda being a 2 that is located here, which is created on day 2, and the 3x3, which then makes a 2 is a 1, obviously, okay, out of the 47 that are created, which means there's 46 created, which means there's 1 left over for plants, and that plants has a connection to that 2 because it's a 5, 2, 1 connection. And I think that creates a space for what I believe is derived to be Nibiru, based on 9x9 matrix itself. Anyway, you know, all that stuff, and what I did over here. So I think that this one's called Nibiru, and that's plant life. It's like what was needed for plant life, and that's what creates the bleachers, okay? The bleachers are important because it creates the G's sitting down, it creates the bleachers, which creates the bleachers, and this is like the row that you go up to walk over to sit down at your spot. Anyways, remember that there's an X down here, okay, circled on the 233. Now remember here, okay, if this is the plant life, then you're going to have day 1 repeated, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, or you're going to have the 1, 2, 3, 4 things created. So then, you know, 5th goes here, 6th goes here, but I think whatever, 5th goes here, 6th goes here. And you start making V's. Now, when you start making V's, it makes sense because when you get to the 16th thing created, it's here. 16 created is here. 17 is a 1. It's the bubble that goes around everything. Okay, so 17 closes it up. It closes up the 1x5s. Okay, down to the middle of the X, which is your free energy wheel rotating on an axle to create a heart field off the magnet off the tip of the axle. So, and your 4 horsemen are your spades that are just your input energy and Schumann resonance of the earth. But you know, yeah, so all these numbers like should be -1, okay, really, realistically, because this is a 1, but I left it this way for whatever reason. Now I find it interesting, okay, like you got your 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Of course we stop at 9 because it's restart the cycle, which is the 3 is a 1 code, so these 3 are saved because these are moons of Jupiter and this is a moon of Mars. Then you have your 10, 11 together for your 21, which is like your 11 and your 10. Then you have your 12, 13, 14, 16, 17. Or 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Anyway, one thing I did realize that I have to make the next time I derive it. Remember, it's this V that's made. This V that encases your 0 and your 1 and your V. Okay, it's a circled, if that 0 turns into be the circle for it, it's a circled 4, which is why you have a 4 here. But what I haven't done in my derivations, I haven't propagated it, which I should have done. So that's the next iteration. It's the propagation of the V to make a 3rd dimensional V, and that needs to happen. Okay, I'm propagating the 1x2, the 1x3, and the 1x4 daisy chains. I should also be propagating the 1x3 V's. There's probably a 1x3, 1x3 X as well. You know, there's obviously a big X created as well that could propagate down to separate the 2 halves. Yeah, it makes sense that if that's the way it is, if one of them is 2 is a 1, and the 36 is actually circled 35, there's your 503 code. For your 3, 6, 9. Your 503 Illuminati, you know, we learned this in the Angels and Demons. It's right here. It's the chain, this right here is Ganymede, and this right here is Callisto, and this right here is Saturn. So Saturn and Ganymede make a 1x2 link, okay? Actually, it makes a V here to make the X, but anyway. This 1x2 part of it right here is your 503 code. It's understanding the 503 to get back to here. That's the ring of Saturn. That's why after planets you have the 4 moons of Jupiter, which are going to be Ganymede, Callisto, Europa, and Io. And that's the end of the 1x5 for your bleachers, of all your sitting down G's, plus the aisle to walk up. And once you get to here, to Io, then you have all the other galaxies created, which makes sense because this is a galaxy. This is understanding the plan of ET to create our own cellular energy device. These are all the other galaxies in the sky. This is Jupiter 5. This is Saturn 4. And these are 2 8s or 88 for 88 fixed rotating constellations, which is denoted in Genesis as the stars. From here, we got to go to here. And you can only do that by making an L. We've made V's and we've made X's. And now we have to make an L, okay? So you make a V, you make an X, and then you make an L. And then you get the Mars and the Sun. I guess you make another L for Venus, Mercury, Moon. It's your Sun-Moon connection. Your sun and your moon. Your sun and your moon. Okay?